Salute. Welcome to AGM Perspective, where we discuss real issues in real time. I'm your host, AGM. For those who are new to the channel, I come to you today in the name of peace, love, solidarity, and black power. Be one, uncode. Exonerate the supreme leader, the supreme commander, Grand Master J. Salute to NFAC and all the soldiers in the struggle. I would like to thank all my subscribers for making the channel what it is. Today's topic is the house divided. Why did I coin this topic, a house divided? Because there's an old saying, a house divided cannot stand. And domestic extremism is said to be the single most threat by the FBI and DHS in a report they put out. It said in 2019, 32 killings were by extremists in 5 separate attacks, overshadowing 24 killings which was committed by white extremists. So it escalated from 24 to 32 killings. They went on to use a term called gamification, in which attackers seek to score a high killing rate, a high kill count. So in one motion, in one move, they seek to kill as many people as possible. Sick individuals. Now you may not feel or you might not be alarmed because you might feel that this doesn't have anything to do with you. But you could best believe that white supremacists are not trying to kill their own. So be aware of that. And be aware of the fact that the FBI and DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is concerned enough to start a new investigation or a new wing to combat domestic violence, extremism. So they're getting $100 million to combat this. So you know it's something that they really are concerned about. And you should be too. Gamification, imagine that. Now, they expect domestic extremism to grow and grow. They said FBI and DHS assess the radically and racially, ethically motivated violent extremists, primarily those advocating for the superiority of the white race, likely will continue to be the most lethal domestic violent threat to the homeland, right? And what's concerning them too is, it said this attacks is motivated, people are being radicalized online. They attack soft targets and have a variety of motivations, but a large majority of most significant attacks have been carried out by white supremacist extremists. The House Committee Chair Representative Adam Schiff issued a statement saying that the report findings confirm that what has been clear for some time, the greatest terrorist threat we face comes from radicalized lone offenders with easy access to weapons. So now you got a nut that got it in his mind that he want to take out people, a large amount of people, in one shooting or one assault. He's a dangerous individual because he's not fearing for his life. The only thing on his mind is the objective, to shoot as many people as possible, to inflict as much terror, to impose enough fear, mayhem and destruction, carnage in one assault. So these people are not worrying about their lives. They've been radicalized to become weapons of mass destruction. So they become like the kamikaze. They just in there to inflict damage. And that's what's worrying the FBI and DHS. And it should worry us too. Because we might be in the wrong place at the wrong time when these things happen. And we become victims also. So don't think that it doesn't affect you. Black lives is at stake. Black lives is the least respected, the least valued. So if they could take you out, they will. No problem. So we have to be mindful today, people. We have to be mindful. And with the Grand Master off the set, in fact, off the set, we have to move off what the Grand Master and what the other organizations of self-defense push. Self-defense. Keep your head on the swivel. Train. Be prepared. We don't know what these people are thinking or what they're planning. So the best that you can do is be prepared. Don't say it can't happen. Because when you say it can't happen, that's when it usually happens to you. The Department of Homeland Security issued a new terrorism threat bulletin, which warned that through 2020 and into 2021, governmental facilities, personnel have been common targets of domestic violent extremists. Historically, mass casualty attacks linked to racially or ethically motivated violent extremists have targeted houses of worship and crowded commercial facilities or gatherings, the bulletin warned. So now anywhere people is gathered and their guards are down, that's where these extremists attack. So you might be in a social gathering with no security there, and they feel that that's an opportune time to do a mass shooting. That's what they're going to do. So be aware of these things. Be aware. 100 million is no chump change. 100 million is a sure sign of concern. And if, like I said, the DHS, if they are concerned and FBI is concerned, it's only right, it's only prudent that we be concerned also as black people. We stand more to lose than anybody else. We are the hunted. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Deaths from domestic extremism in America rose from 2017 to 2019. Though former President Donald Trump focused during that time on shutting borders with claims of foreign threats. The threats is not coming from outside the borders. The threats is coming from inside the borders. You got homegrown lunatics running around with high capacity magazines and high powered weapons hunting people. These are white terrorists. White terrorists. The greatest threat, the greatest terrorism threat to the homeland we face today is posed by lone offenders, often radicalized online, who look to attack soft targets with easily accessible weapons, the report noted. Many of these violent extremists are motivated and inspired by a mix of socio-political goals and personal grievances against their targets. Now you got a lot of people that's upset that Biden is in there and Kamala Harris and not Trump. They tight about that. They upset about that. So now they're putting batteries in people back and being the puppet masters and staying in the background, winding people up and sending them on missions to attack all those they deem as the enemy. I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for my people, black people. Be vigilant. Keep your head on the swivel and stay frosty. This is what's going down. Be aware. Be cognizant of what's taking place around you. Avoid being sitting targets. Avoid mass gatherings without security. Easy pickings. We're not talking about the way the world is supposed to be. We're talking about what is. It is what it is. This is what it is. This is what it has become. So you got to protect against that. You can stick your head in the ground like an ostrich and act like it's not happening or it's not going down like that. But it is, whether you like it or not. So be prepared, people. Be prepared. This is your brother, AGM, You know I'm not going to stay you wrong. I'm just giving you the real. I'm just giving you a heads up. 100 million DHS got to form a unit, especially for domestic violence extremism. And I could bet that a lot of different things is going to fall under that. So we need to examine these laws that's coming out and what falls under domestic violence extremism. Because you could best believe you have those who's going to twist that law and make it apply to what they want. There's people that's out there with weapons that they're going to try to use this law against. See, their excuse is branding people extremists, domestic violence extremists. We know history. We know how things get perverted. We know how they use certain laws put in place for one thing and use it against other people for other things. So we got to be mindful today. We have to examine every aspect of this and see how it could be used against us. That's the smart move. That's looking ahead. Because we understand how they play. It was already said that there'd be a move to disarm the public. Some people feel that's conspiracy. But most governments want their citizens disarmed so that they don't have to worry about resistance. They don't have to worry about insurrection. They don't have to worry about a threat from within when they have so much to worry about from outside. So be mindful, people. Be mindful. Put away the distractions and pay attention to what matters, what's going to affect you in life. Pay attention. Do your research. Don't just go by what I'm saying to you. Do your research. I'm going to drop the link. You can read the article for yourself. But do your research. Keep a track of current events and what's taking place around you. We don't want to be victims. We want to be survivors. Peace, Black Power. It's your brother AGM. Stay tuned in. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it 100. Peace.